Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy LB, aka Mr. Nelson 89, back at you guys with another vinyl update. Got like 4 pieces of vinyl, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you what I got, what I picked up at the record store. Alright, so first album I'm gonna show you is A Flock of Seagulls. This is their self-titled debut album, released in 1982 on Jive Records. You know what I'm saying? So for those of you who don't know who A Flock of Seagulls are, they are a new wave band from Liverpool, England, and they had a huge hit in the early 80s called I Ran So Far Away. I mean, it was a huge hit. I'm pretty sure most of you out there have heard that song. It's been played for years. I mean, it still gets played on commercials and movies. I mean, just a huge hit, man. But this is the debut album that was released in '82. This is a concept album. The album is about alien abductions, but the only thing is, this is the US edition. This is our edition. The UK edition actually has the songs in a different listing, in a different order. Our edition here in the USA, it kind of like messed up the whole concept, because they put the songs in different orders. You know, they had the hit single as the first song. They had the hit singles as the first songs. So it kind of knocked the concept out of sequence, man. But if you get the CD, which they re-released around 2011, it has the songs back in the original UK edition order. But great album. You know what I'm saying? If you're somebody that's a fan of 80s music, especially new wave, I'm pretty sure this is a record that you will love, man, that you will enjoy. I know I've been playing the heck out of it since I bought it, man. It's great. It's great new wave music, man. I like new wave and synth pop, especially from the 80s, man. Just great music. So, A Flock of Seagulls, man. If you come across this, hey, buy it. Pick it up. Alright, and next album I have, this is the Allman Brothers Band at Fillmore East, released in 1971. This was the band's first live album and their third album overall. Now, this record right here is what really increased the Allman Brothers' popularity, because their first 2 albums, well, I think their first 2 albums, their self-titled debut and then Idle Out South, even though I think those albums are great, they weren't really that successful. They only sold moderately well. And the Allman Brothers Band at that time, they were still just, I guess, regionally known. But they did extensive touring, and they were becoming increasingly popular as a live act. And the members, they started recognizing that, hey, people really love us when we perform live. So we need to make an album. We need to make a live album. So they recorded a live album at a venue in New York called at Fillmore East. I think over 3 nights, 2 or 3 nights. But this album was a huge hit. A lot of fans say that, and critics say, this is when the band really reached their creative peak. And like I said earlier, it was their breakthrough album. It really increased their popularity and their success. I think the song on side 3, because this is a double album, this is a double LP, In Memory of Elizabeth Reed, which originally appeared on Idle Out South. This version on the live album, it's 12 minutes and 46 seconds. This is the most preferred version of In Memory of Elizabeth Reed, because it's got this extensive jam. It's got an extensive jam. Most of the songs on here have like extensive jams, and they got a few cover songs on here. Statesboro Blues, Done Somebody Wrong, Stormy Monday. I think You Don't Love Me is also, You Don't Love Me is a cover by Willie Cobbs, T-Bone Walker, Stormy Monday, Will McTell, Statesboro Blues. But yeah, this is a great live album. One of the greatest live rock albums of all time, man. If you don't believe me, check it out. I also have this on CD as well. But I seen it on vinyl and I was like, hey man, Allman Brothers on vinyl, hey, gotta get it. This is my first Allman Brothers album on vinyl, and I hope to come across plenty more of their albums on vinyl. But yeah, if Allman Brothers, man, at Fillmore East, man, if you don't have this, you're missing out on some great live music. Oh, and before I go, I mean, not before I go, before I move on, I thought I would also mention something about this cover. If you look at this cover, you see how the band members are all happy, laughing, like they're having a good time. Well, that's not actually what was really going on. I mean, what I mean is that during the shooting of the album cover, the band members weren't happy. They were frustrated because, one, I read that the Allman Brothers band, they really didn't like being photographed a whole lot, and two, they were also angry. Well, not, I don't know if angry is the best way to put it, but they were upset that they had to be awakened early in the morning to do a photo shoot, because they felt, I think Dickie Betts was the one that said, like, we didn't think it mattered what time we got up to do the photo shoot. But anyway, you know, they were bored, they were frustrated, and also they didn't really like the photographer either, because he was like really frustrated with them because, you know, they didn't want to do the photo shoot and they really weren't giving him what they wanted, and he was like yelling at them, and I think it might have been Dwayne. I think he might have like spoke up and told him, say, hey man, you know, we don't take too kindly to being yelled at. And, you know, they were just, it was just a very frustrating time when they was shooting the photo. But anyway, to move the story along, Dwayne Allman, which this is Dwayne Allman right here, he saw his dealer showed up. He saw his dealer, and in the middle of the photo shoot, he runs off the set and goes and cops an 8-ball from his dealer and runs back on set to finish taking the photo. And that's why he kind of has this kind of sort of like little goofy look on his face, because he has an 8-ball tucked up under his jacket somewhere. And the other members of the band, they just thought that was so hilarious that for him to just run off set to cop some dope and then run back on and finish taking the photo shoot. So that's why the rest of them are laughing. Here, this is his younger brother Greg, the lead vocalist and the organ player. That's him. He seems to be the most. He seems to be the one to find it the most hilarious. You know what I'm saying? But that's why they're all laughing and going on, man. Because you can find other pictures from this photo shoot on other CDs, and it's totally different, man. You can just tell they're bored, but that's why they're all laughing right here. And also on the back cover, this is their road crew. These are their roadies. Yeah, they thought it was good. They thought it was good if they got if they was part of the photo shoot, because they said something about they were like the unsung heroes of the band, because they had to carry all this equipment and all this heavy equipment and put it together and all that. But yeah, man, this is the road crew. And this guy right here, his name is Twigs. He was a member of their road crew, but I think earlier that year he got into a confrontation at one of their shows with one of the promoters, and he like pulled out a knife and stabbed the guy and killed him. And at the time that they did this album or whatever, he was awaiting trial for the murder, but they superimposed the picture of him right there. But a great rock album, man, if you've never heard it. And speaking of other great rock albums, right here, this is Led Zeppelin IV, released in 1971, man. I don't think I need to go too much into Led Zeppelin, man. Also, another one of the greatest rock bands that's ever been around. These guys are from the UK. I don't know exactly if they're from London, but I do know they're from England, I believe. Yeah, this is their 4th album, self-titled, and I read a bit of the background on this album. Apparently, their previous album, Led Zeppelin III, wasn't really a huge hit. I don't think fans really liked that album for whatever reasons, but all I know is that contributed to the band members deciding not to like title their next album and not to have their name or anything written on it. So actually the name of this album is really untitled, but amongst fans it's known as Led Zeppelin IV, and it includes some of their biggest hits, man. Stairway to Heaven, which is a signature song for the band. Black Dog, Rock and Roll, which is that's a song I've heard in so many commercials and movies, man. And just it includes some of their best known songs. Great rock, man. Great hard rock. Bit of folk music with the song Battle of Evermore, which features a duet between Robert Plant and Sandy Denny. That's the only duet that's on this album. The rest of it is sung by Robert Plant. But yeah, man, just great album, man. Led Zeppelin, man, they're one of those iconic bands, man. So there's not, same with the Allman Brothers, man. But I just, I don't know. There's just not too much I can say about this album. And then again, I haven't really read too much on Led Zeppelin that much. But still great hard rock, man. Great rock music, man. So if you come across this, hey, pick it up, man. And last but not least, this is the Drongos, Small Circles, released in 1985. Now, I was not familiar with this band before I bought this record. I seen it in the record store. One of the guys that worked there, he told me, say, hey man, that's a great record. So and the other lady that worked there, she also said the same thing, that it was a great record and that they rocked it plenty of times in the store. So I bought it. Now the Drongos, they're a band from New Zealand. They formed in 1978, I believe. Yeah, 78. And they moved to the United States. They moved to New York City, and they started busking. If you don't know what busking is, those are street performers. The people that the musicians and people that you see entertaining you on the streets that people throw money to. That's busking. They started busking around New York City. This album in particular, it was recorded live on the streets of New York while they were busking. And when you put the album on, you can actually hear the New York City residents, like the people that are walking amongst the streets. You can hear them in the background watching the performance or whatnot. But yeah, interesting record, man. I thought it was really cool. Unfortunately, man, the band broke up in like 1986, I believe, and they don't have too many albums under their belt. They had one before this, which I haven't heard, but it's the one before this one and this album. That's it, and there's not a whole lot of information on them either. I don't know. There's just not a whole lot of information. I do know that I think the drummer, I looked him up and he's got like a new band and everything like that. He still continues to do music. The guitarist right here, he still does music. These two, I don't know if they still do music. I do know that they're married, I believe, and they have a child. They have children. I don't know if they still continue to do music though. But I kind of bought this album on a whim, man. I had never heard of this band before. Their style of music is like folk rock and a mixture of folk rock, pop, rock, and new wave. But it was definitely great music, man. I enjoyed it, man. I thought it was cool that these guys recorded this album with a tape recorder on the streets of New York while they were busking. That's what makes this album so interesting, man. Because I think it's kind of unique to me, man. But if you come across this, man, definitely pick this up, because I think this is sort of maybe a rare piece to have in your music collection, man. So, but yeah, that's pretty much all the vinyl that I have to show you. I pretty much showed you everything else I have. I do have a whole bunch of CDs that I've gotten in and I've purchased in the past few weeks that I can show you. I probably will do a separate video on that later. But hey, I hope you enjoyed this new vinyl update. I know it's been a minute, not too long. It's just that, you know, this past week, man, my schedule was kind of crazy, man. Every time I wanted to have time to do something, something else would come up. But at least I was able to get some new records or whatnot. But anyway, like I said, I'll probably be making another video on the CDs I've gotten, and that's about it. So hope you guys enjoy this video, and hope you're looking forward to my next video for my CD updates. And until then, I hope everyone has a blessed day, and love, peace, and music. Peace out.